Guys, what's going on? This is Wes again. Alright, so what are we gonna do now? This is video number 3. Now we're gonna get to run and install our FreeTAKServer. Alright, so just to recap real quick on what we did on our last video. On our last video, we started by configuring or doing some initial configurations in order to be able to run your Raspberry Pi in a complete headless type of fashion. So we set up our Wi-Fi, we set up our VNC, we enable SSH, and we set up a constant resolution for the screen to overcome that issue between Raspberry Pi 4 and Raspberry Pi OS to be able to run your VNC without having a physical HDMI plugged into your device. After that, we went ahead and configured our Argon fan hat. Like I said, this is a step that I put in here just in case you follow my parts list and you do get the parts that I bought to put this setup together. I really have nothing but good things to say about Argon and the fan hat, so I strongly recommend that. Then we went ahead and configured our zero-tiered. We installed zero-tiered client on this device and we connected to our zero-tier network just to make sure that we are connected to zero-tier. We're gonna open a terminal window and we're gonna go and do an ifconfig. Let's see, boom, there it is down here. Yep. So ZTUGA725GM, this is indeed your IP address for zero-tier. So we are configured there. Alright, so we're gonna come over here now that we know for a fact that we are connected to zero-tier. Let's go ahead and do something like clear. Alright, so I have already done this. I was troubleshooting some issues that I was having, so yeah, I've already done the installation. However, I'm gonna write the commands here, and we'll see how it goes. Okay, you're gonna get different outputs here on your screen, but these are the commands that you're gonna type to get everything set up for FreeTAKServer. So you're gonna start with sudo apt get install python 3 pip, and then you'll see that it does something weird and it says that, oh wait, that was terrible, we need an N here. So as you can see, it told us that our Python 3 pip is already at the newest version, so nothing to do there. Now we're gonna do sudo pip 3 install FreeTAKServer. And boom, it's gonna say that all these requirements are done because I already have FreeTAKServer installed in this test SD card. So we're gonna do a sudo pip 3 check FreeTAKServer. Now it's gonna say no broken requirements found, but that's because I've already installed the previous requirements, right? One requirement that you're gonna need in order to get FreeTAKServer running, that it's not appearing when you check FreeTAKServer for any pip requirements, is Flask socket IO. So we're gonna go ahead and install that right now because that was my issue. So we're gonna do sudo pip 3 install Flask _socket IO. Okay. Boom, and it's gonna load it up, it's gonna install it, all that good stuff. Boom, boom, boom. There we go. Now, after all those requirements have been met, now we can go ahead and start the server. All right, so how do we start it? Sudo. Let's see, I think I'm going a little too fast for the screen. Let me just give it a second. I'm VNCing into my Raspberry Pi, so sometimes I get a little bit of lag. Not a big deal though. So sudo python 3 m. Oh wait, again. Delete that n. FreeTAKServer .controllers .services .ftx, and do that again. We're gonna have another issue. All right, so down here you'll see that saying module not found error. Every time you get one of these, you got to go ahead and install whatever it is, right? So we're gonna go ahead and install this to meet that requirement. So we're gonna do sudo pip3 install flask_course. All right, so that's done. Now we go ahead and try and fire it up. Boom. That's it. It's up. Server is running now. All right. So how do you do that? How do you connect to this server? All right. So you're gonna go on your ATAC device. I'll do a little video. I'll do another video later on how to connect your Android device to this server while using zero tier. Okay. It's just right now. I'm doing a video on FreeTAKServer itself as step 3 of RPiFTS setup. All right, so server is running. That means that you can now connect to this server by configuring the IP address. By default, port is going to be 8087, and your protocol is going to be TCP. Now, keep in mind here. One second, I got to drink some water. Keep in mind here, guys, the moment you close this terminal window, it's gonna shut itself off. Like you're gonna shut down the server. Or if you do a Control-C, Control-C, and Control-C again will shut down the server. So, how do you run it in the background? You do something along the lines of nohup sudo python 3 m FreeTAKServer controllers services FTX. Now your server is running in the background. All right, so what happens if you reboot your device? Well, your server is going to shut down and you'll have to manually restart it. So how do I get around this? How do I make this this server come right back up on upon reboot? Well, there's a couple ways to do that. However, I'm not necessarily the most knowledgeable around here when it comes to certain things like system D or RC local or none of that stuff. So what do? I personally run a cron job. That's what I do, and it's just easy. It's always worked for me. I know there's better ways to do it, like I said, system D and whatnot, but I'm not doing that. So I'm gonna go ahead, I close that window, I'm gonna go ahead and open another one, and we're gonna do Chrome tab, -E, enter. Just go ahead and enter again. Now here we're gonna go all the way down, and we're gonna add a line here. So you're gonna do @reboot no hub sudo python 3 m FreeTAKServer controllers services FTS, and you're gonna add a space and an and. Boom. Now that right there is going to this line right here, what it's gonna do is as soon as the system boots up and everything, it's just gonna go ahead and fire up this particular command, which gets FreeTAKServer to run on the background. All right, so we're gonna do Control X, you're gonna do yes, and then you're gonna hit enter. Boom. That's there now. You have successfully configured your FreeTAKServer. So once you install FreeTAKServer, right, and you start uploading data packages into your FreeTAKServer, you're gonna notice that you're gonna get an item somewhere over here that's called data package server DB. All right, so that database runs along with the data packages that you have installed, that you have uploaded to the server. So if for some reason you ever want to clear out your data packages, just go ahead and delete that DB, and then navigate into the data package folder, and then you go ahead and delete all the folders. Then you go ahead and shut down the server, restart it, and everything is going to be good and happy. All right, so that's it, man. This is it for this video. Your FreeTAKServer has been configured. It's good to go. I'll do another video showing how to connect to that server just to make sure that it's up and running, okay? I'm going to do a reboot. I'm going to get everything reset, and I'll go ahead and pop another video shortly about on the ATAK client and how to connect to FreeTAKServer, all right? Thanks, guys.